Good morrow, Internet. The Grizzle Enthusiast TGE here, and we're back with day 2 of our event roundup. Insert sound effect. So, today we had Bethesda, well, Xbox and Bethesda because Xbox bought Bethesda because that's who they are. Square Enix, PC gaming, and then just a whole bunch of future gaming things of just small indie other games. It was a lot. Bethesda and Xbox alone, they 30. Oh, okay, so this is what's going to happen. I'm just going to review the big ones or the ones I feel are the most important because I cannot do all that because the video will be way too long and I'm not going to edit all that because most people who are watching this, I have a 9-to-5 job and I ain't trying to do all that. Tomorrow with the rest of E3, unfortunately, I will not be able to do videos, but I will be live tweeting. So please follow my Twitter and also like and subscribe for more future shenanigans and whatever else I'm going to do. Because some of these games that I have that I've seen on E3, some of them are coming out later this year, and I'm definitely going to play them. So follow, and we'll do that. So let's get started. All the hype that has been surrounding this game, nothing happened. Starfield is still in development, and they didn't say anything. It's coming out in November. Check notes. Starfield is coming out on November 11th, 2022. So we effectively still have a year and a half before anything. We don't even know what it's about. But from the gameplay trailer, not even the gameplay trailer, from the trailer, it looks like it's going to be a sort of open world sort of experience. Think like probably the Xbox's answer to PlayStation's No Man's Sky. So think maybe around those lines, or it's some sort of open world shooter, but I'm definitely getting sort of No Man's Sky vibes from that. So keep an eye out for that, but other than that, nothing else was said. The next game from Xbox and Bethesda that they released was, well, not released, but discussed, was Stalker 2. I have not played Stalker 1, so I'm not so sure about it, but from what the trailers was saying, it looks like it's some sort of post-apocalyptic shooter set in Chernobyl, so that seems kind of fun. You're probably gonna deal with shooting a lot of mutants. It looks like they've got a nice lot of snappy gameplay, and there's a rail gun or electric gun or something in there. So yeah, that looks like that's gonna be a lot of fun. Definitely something I'm gonna look into probably picking up. I suggest everyone else does. If they made a 2, that means first one was probably good. I'll go look it up and see if it was worth anything. But yeah, Stalker 2, it looks fun. Railgun. The game that I really feel Xbox and Bethesda were really happy about was Back 4 Blood. This game is, it looks fun. It looks like the concept of the game Evolve, where you get to play as the enemy or the monster, but you get a whole squad of your enemies and monsters, and then there's a team of humans / cleaners, and you two try to fight each other. Everyone gets their own abilities. The humans have some interesting ones where one of the developers stated that Mom, one of the characters in there, has a lot of stamina and can heal a lot faster. That's why she's called Mom. Don't subject her to some weird gender roles. Bethesda, how dare you? But yeah, she's got sort of those things. And then they really went into the zombies, or the Riddens. I think that's what they're called. Ridden, yeah. And most of them were just a lot of big tanky characters. There was tanky ones. There was one that had this big sagging arm that can smash people. There were some very agile characters that can leap and jump and suck people's faces off. And then they went over a lot of strategies about how you can use each of these different abilities to help win against the humans if you're one of the Ridden. They didn't really go over the cleaners aspect of them, but their abilities were just kind of just touched on very briefly, because I think this is one of the very few games where you get to play as the bad guy actively, and that is a really fun concept. So I think Back 4 Blood is going to be a really cool game. Back 4 Blood is supposed to come out this October 12th, so good Halloween game. Next thing that I'm going to talk about was Sea of Thieves that I saw, and what really made me really interested in that was they were just doing it's Sea of Thieves. I thought they were just going to talk about an update, which they did have an update, but the update had Jack freaking Sparrow in there, and I'm really shocked. I don't know why I'm shocked, but yes, and I think they actually got Johnny Depp actually do the voice, or whoever the voice actor is really good. It's Disney. They probably got actual Johnny Depp. It's Disney money, so yeah. I did not play the original Sea of Thieves just because I I don't know. I just didn't seem like it was investing at the time. But now that I'm seeing of all these different things that they're putting in there, like I said, Jack Sparrow's in there. What's it called? Davy Jones is in there. They've got the Black Pearl. Oh wait, was the Black Pearl in there? I want to say yes. So there's just a whole bunch of Easter eggs and alludes to Pirates of the Caribbean that really makes this game something that I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna go invest. It got me really interested in it, and it got me so invested in it that I'm putting it in my very short summary. Sea of Thieves, yeah, it looks fun. Now we have Battlefield. Well, Battlefield 2042. Yeah, so we are a little bit in the future now, about 20 years in the future, and some of the guns do regulate off of that. While I was watching one of the trailers, one of the guys slid or jumped off a building, and while they were doing that, I was like, oh boy, is something gonna catch him? You deploy into a freaking wingsuit. I don't know what it is now, but wingsuits are a thing, and they're cool, and I'm down for it. Along with that, all the technology look like it's a little bit more advanced. So I don't know if Battlefield is going to go the way that Call of Duty did, and just try to go in like that sci-fi sort of realm. Like, oh, we're gonna get like really fancy guns and get a little crazy. I'm like, no, you gotta know your lane. Like Call of Duty is war, it was like war, and Battlefield is like suburban sort of combat. If you want that sort of like spacey sort of like sci-fi thing, we'll get to that. But for right now, I think they're like at a pretty nice medium. The technology looks advanced, but not enough to the point where they're outside of the realm. So they're still in a safe spot. It's gonna look like a solid game. I say just solid. And on the topic of spacey sort of first person shooters, the King is back. The King is back. We all know Halo Infinite was going to get announced here, or at least talked about and discussed, and yep, they definitely were all about it. One thing that the developers were really adamant about is that the multiplayer and the campaign are both going to launch on the same day, and the multiplayer will be free. So, awesome. Great for you. And also, it looked like they're incorporating a battle royale. I mean, what FPS doesn't have some sort of battle royale mechanic right now? So, thanks Fortnite for doing that for all us. Now we can't have like normal like 6v6 anymore. I'm pretty sure it's in there, but Fortnite, why? Oh, I'm lamenting on that right now. So we're gonna move past that and just talk about the amazing stuff that we saw here. The vehicles look amazing. The new Banshee looks awesome. There's a grappling hook, and apparently Master Chief has some sort of phasing ability, because in the trailer he like shot himself across and phased through a wall. I hope that's what I saw, because that would be really, really cool. Master Chief was just continuously being a bamf. He had his directive, and it didn't go the way, and he said, oh, well, I'm gonna do things my way now. Just, oh, Chief is so cool. Yeah. Well, we didn't get a definitive date, but at some point in 2021 we will get Halo Infinite. So everybody, if you have the Xbox Series X, go pre-order. If you have it on PC, make sure you pre-order. I'm not a big proponent of pre-ordering, but it's Halo, guys. I mean, come on. If you grew up in the early 2000s or with the original Xbox, it's one of those nostalgia things. Unfortunately, yes, they're going to probably try to use that as a way to like as a cash grab, but it looks like a solid game. It looks like they took the original developers and people who worked on Halo 2 and 3 are back involved in it. So, yeah, I'm really good, because the map that they showed us was Valhalla, and the Valhalla map looks almost exactly like how it used to, and the gameplay felt like sort of the same. I'm like, I think we're good, guys. I think we're good. So, yeah, Halo Infinite later this year. Excited. That's pretty much what I'm going to cover for the Xbox Bethesda thing. There was just so much more. Hades is coming to Xbox. There were some updates for... God, what were their updates for? There were just updates for a whole bunch of games that came out. There's going to be this weird game called Animal Party that looks like a mix between Fall Guy and... Yeah, it just looks like Fall Guy with weapons. Well, that's look like it's going to be interesting. Diablo 2 got announced as a remaster, so that's going to be something interesting to have. Something called Slime Rancher 2. I don't even know if there's a Slime Rancher 1, so that's all happening. What else have we got going on? And... oh, wait, I almost forgot. I nearly forgot about this game because it was just like it came at the end of the reveal. Redfall. It is a vampire hunting shooter game where you're probably gonna pick a character. You have a whole bunch of abilities. There's someone that looks like there's a sniper with that never misses. There's somebody who looks like she's able to project some sort of energy barrier to like send people up or project whatever thing she's touching into a wider range of areas. I didn't see the other two because they didn't really show them that much, but yeah, it looked like really a lot of fun. And you're just shooting and hunting vampires. It's better than as opposed to the whole zombie thing. It's just something a little bit different. My shirt is just wow. I'm distracted by my shirt right now. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I knew I was recording today, but I still decided to wear a green shirt. I'm amateur over here. This says Attila, like Attila. But with that being said, and my love for Attila. Oh, okay. So it's Redfall is also made by the same team that did Dishonored, so it's already by default going to be good. Dishonored team has two good games already associated with them, or I think they did another one, but I can't remember right now. But yeah, with that team and this sort of concept, I feel it's solid. It looked really fun. The Unfortunately, this would have been really good to either come out either before what's it called, Back for Blood, but I guess Back for Blood is going to be their Halloween sort of game because Redfall does unfortunately does not come out until summer of 2022. Ugh. So we got a little wait on that, but it looks fun. Go check out the trailer if you haven't done it. And off of that little one, that is all I'm going to cover for the Xbox and Bethesda. If you want to go look up, I'll post a link down below about everything that was discussed there at on their showcase. But like I said, there was so much, 30 games that were really pressing the Game Pass, and I just wanted to get like the small ones out that I felt that were really cool and interesting. So on to Square Enix. So Square Enix was really, really, really harping about this because I think they know that they kind of effed up a little bit with Avengers. Yes, Avengers did get an expansion announced. I'll discuss that later. But the real game that they were on about was Guardians of the Galaxy, and whoo boy, it looks like how do I want to describe it? It looks like it's going to be some sort of cross between the way they do the way they do Final Fantasy. Honestly, I feel that's the way Square Enix does their games. It's this sort of like open world, fast action group dynamic. I don't know how to like explain it pretty well, but if you've played any Final Fantasy games, or yeah, if you've played Final Fantasy, at least the most recent ones from 15 onward, then you know what I'm talking about. As in, they kind of have that sort of feel to them. They're not no longer turn based. So it looks like you're gonna play mainly as Star-Lord in this, and while you're playing as Star-Lord, you have a whole bunch of cool abilities. You have his boots, you have his guns, and you also have the ability to command your teammates to do whatever moves. And it looks like each teammate's gonna have four different moves. So there's a whole bunch of combinations that you're gonna have available to you, which is awesome. And something that the showcasters and what I saw in the trailer was his ultimate is he plays his Walkman, and it was playing Bad Reputation, and it just looked like all cooldowns are off, everybody's going, just a whole bunch of madness, and it was glorious. I'm here for it. Squares, come on, you got to do better than Avengers, but the bar is kind of low on that. And I'm going to touch on Avengers very, very briefly. Is that yes, they did say that they're adding more to the Avengers game. There's going to be some new cosmetics. There's going to be some new missions. They're also adding Black Panther in, which is awesome. And he's going to have his own side story and expansion with his own villain in there. I don't know exactly how the new villains are going to like pop in and out. In the trailer, I saw what's Evil Hulk called? Mephisto? I'm gonna go with that. So along with that, and then there's gonna be, and Claw was announced in here, so there's a couple of good things that are coming in for Marvel. So Marvel's got some some good heavy hitters with with their new Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're adding expansions onto there. So Marvel's getting that money. They are just gonna milk it, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Next, I'm gonna talk about Babylon Falls. Babylon, yeah, Babylon's Fall. It was. It looks like a what's it called, action RPG sort of game. Really probably a linear sort of play style, but I'm not sure. You can't quote me on this. A lot of people were really excited for this, and the gameplay looks pretty nice, pretty slick. It looks like you're gonna be able to materialize weapons depending on whatever character you choose, have spells and whatnot. And they didn't really talk about it so much. It was just kind of like, hey, it's happening, and then just glossed over it. So, fortunately, that's pretty much all we got about that. All right. So a definitive date wasn't announced, but Fall of Babylon is said to be releasing in 2021. Also, I'm gonna go back for a quick second and say that Guardians of the Galaxy has a release date of October 26th of this year, so we're gonna get that awesome game this year as well. So, good job, Square Enix. You got two solid games coming out for you. So, let's hope at least both of them are good. And that's all pretty much I'm going to cover for Square Enix. Square Enix really just had a lot of also mobile titles, and everything was pretty much Final Fantasy. Square Enix that's their baby. So yeah, they didn't say anything about Forsaken or Final Fantasy 16. So they just said, hey, they're coming, but no date, no real highlight or emphasis on them. So just so you guys know, it was kind of discussed, but not really. So we're gonna head right into the PC section. So in the PC section, this game right here was something I was like, "What is this?" It's some sort of mixture between, it's like a fighting game mixed with Splatoon, mixed with some sort of like, I want to say, capture the objective or whatever, called Ramen, and it was madness. It looked loopy, it was weird, but at the same time, I love it and I want to play it. You probably play as some sort of chef from what I'm seeing, and you're using your own sort of recipe to slide around, throw it at people. There was a giant meatball also at some point. Excuse me. So, I don't know. I think it's some sort of like maybe battle royale, food fighting Splatoon style sort of thing. It looks fun. They were only doing open. They have signups right now for playtesters. It doesn't look like the game is going to be ready anytime soon, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, Ramen has not been announced, but you couldn't add it on your Steam wish list, so then you'll know. And once you know, you know. Anything that doesn't have any PC game that doesn't have a definitive date that is going to be on Steam, and you're interested, I really suggest that you put it on your wish list. So one, you don't forget about it, and two, you'll get notifications about, hey, this is coming, this is about to release, you can pre-order, stuff like that. So just be aware. Unfortunately, at the time, though, there is no date for Ramen. It just looks ridiculously fun. Next one I want to talk about is They Always Run. This game looks like it's a side scroller beat 'em up. If anyone played Strider, that game with the Cyber Ninja, this seems like some sort of spiritual successor or that same sort of play style, where you get to play as a cyborg android whatever, and you get to just run around chopping, solving puzzle, platforming all over the place. It just looks like a lot of fun. It was not given a definitive release date. Just gonna double check source. Checking my sources. Some really exclusive stuff right here. Gotta get all up in here. Yeah. Unfortunately, they did not give a release date for it. It is just slated to be released sometime this year. But yet again, add it to your Steam wishlist and you can get it. And the final game that I'm gonna talk about today is Gigabash. Oh, perfect. Gigabash. Gigabash is it is a funny game. It's just basically, if anyone played, what's that game? Rampage. Yeah, it's basically that. Except you don't have the buildings that you're destroying, and your guys are in the circle, and you can just chuck and throw stuff at, chuck opponents into buildings, chuck them across. There's lava also. Giant robots. One of the robots even transformed into like mega mode and just got like infinitely bigger. Just started swiping, and he chucked 3 enemies into like a whole big sweeping motion. Yes, if you just want big slapping like each other, I would recommend this game. This game is a lot of fun. It looks like so much fun. Is it already out? I want to double check. I really should have checked this ahead of time, but you know, I am no professional. Nope. Fortunately, Gigabash is not out yet, but yet again, 2021 release, so it's gonna come out sometime this year. If you, unfortunately, it's not on Steam as of yet, but at some point it will be. But it's gonna come to all other platforms, including PC. And that's it for me, guys. It was really short. Like I said, there was so much today. There were so many games that I personally enjoyed, but at the same time, I gotta keep my sanity when I'm also gonna edit this video, so I could not go through all of them. So these are the ones that I felt were the best games that they announced for today, but there may be more. I will post links down below to like small synopsis and articles that you guys can look through for like all the showcases, so you can look through everything if you did not get a chance to watch it yourself, or you can go watch it yourself. I will also put links for those down there below. Not sponsored by anybody, just try to make the information more available to all 6 subscribers that I have, or whoever watches this. Also, I will be jeez, live tweeting the next 2 days of E3, because unfortunately I do have a normal job, so I won't be able to do videos like this, and I cannot sit through all of it, because I know Nintendo is going to come with so much stuff. I hope we get a new Smash character. Oh, a new Smash character will be. And you know, wherever you're at in the world, I just hope you continue to be happy and healthy. Later, folks. I'm not gonna wear green next time, I swear.